All right, today's going to be a shorty video. We're just going to talk about a couple details when using sends in Pro Tools. All right, so this session isn't anything special. I think I used it in a previous video. It just has a couple samples from Splice that I just threw in here so I don't have to worry about copyright issues. So what I have is I have a drum beat and I have a kick. So I'll play that for you really quickly. That's it. It's a masterpiece. So what I want to show you today is the idea of adding a send to begin with. So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the idea of a send, right? So as opposed to our inserts where we're adding things like effects, different processing pieces of software or, sometimes hardware with inserts. With sends, what we're doing is we're taking the signal and we are duplicating it and we're sending it somewhere else. So we use this a lot. For example, I have an example right here where I have my room reverb track. So in this example, I've created a send, which is taking the signal, duplicating it, and sending it to this room reverb track that then has reverb on it, right? So we use it for different reverbs and delays a lot. We use it for adding effects in different ways in parallel to whatever we're already creating. And I might have a video on sends. I'm not going to go into it a ton because that's not what we're focusing on today, but I will put a link either in the description or in the cards on the screen if I have a video that's dedicated towards sends. So with that said, let's talk about what we're going to talk about today, right? So first of all, I can just click on a send to open it up, right? And you might notice that right now I have this button FMP lit up. And I did a video before on pre versus post fader. That's this pre button right here. I will link to that video in the description below and or on the cards on the screen. So you can check that out if you want to know more about that pre and post fader option. But what you'll notice is this FMP button, what it stands for is follow main pan. And you'll notice when I deactivate it, my panners light up, they become active again. And so what this is doing is it's making it so that your send is going to follow whatever panning you have set here on the main track pan knobs. So if you're panning something back and forth, if you're moving it around in the stereo spectrum, it is now going to follow that as opposed to whatever is here on these knobs. So if you want your panning for your sends to be separate from what's happening on the main fader here on the main track, then you want to make sure that this is not lit up. And if you want it to just follow what's happening here, then make sure it is lit up. So I'm just going to show you that really quickly, right? So right now, let me keep it active and I'm going to hit play and we'll notice my send here, my room verb send. It's going to this aux channel here. And you can see as I pan things around, you'll see it affect things on the aux channel. So let me just make sure I'm looping here. So I'm going to highlight this. I make sure that my loop playback is checked off. I'm all good for that. So I'm going to hit play here. Watch how this is affected by my pan changes. And you'll hear it too. You'll hear the majority of the drum beat, except the kick, right? Because it's on a separate track, move to the left side as I pan it to the left side here. So. And another thing you'll notice, right, is that if I get rid of, I'm just going to bypass this reverb plugin so that we don't hear what the reverb is adding, because the reverb is going to add things in stereo, right? It's a stereo reverb. So I'm going to watch it now. See how it's all on that left channel now on the reverb. And as I move this, it affects everything. As soon as I turn this off, though, and then make it do something different, now this is going to be controlling it. Oh, let me see that. So now this is not affecting this send, this room verb send. So that's all it is. It's not super complex, right? But just FMP, follow main pan. That's all it is. So I hope that helps someone out there. Another thing that I wanted to mention, because today's a shorty video, I'm sure this video is very, very short, is the idea that, when we have our plugins, we've talked about this in previous videos, you can turn this off by clicking on this red dot here to make it gray. And now I can open up multiple plugins. So whenever you want to be able to open up a plugin over a plugin, you have that red dot that you can click on. And similarly, you can hold shift and click to open it with the red dot deselected, right? So that you can continue to open things on top of each other as long as you just hold shift and then click to open them. Similarly, we can do that with our sends. So I don't know if I've mentioned that in a previous video, and I figured I would include it in this one. So if I click on this and then I click on the red I guess dot isn't really accurate, but you know what I mean. Now I can open multiples. And similarly, if I hold shift and click, it opens it with the red deactivated automatically. So shift click or the red button, I guess is the word. And it's just like with our inserts. So I thought I would include that in today's video. So yeah, that's about it for today. I just wanted to show you the FMP function really quick. I hope this helps someone out there. As always, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'd appreciate all of that stuff. And I do have a Patreon, so it's patreon.com/CatoNoise. And my patrons get access to additional content. We have a Discord server that we're hanging out on. We have a small book club on there that's all audio engineering and music production related stuff. So please feel free to check that out if you feel so inclined. And other than that, I come out with new videos every Wednesday. And thank you so much for hanging out. Okay. So this is my first video that I'm filming after NAMM. I actually got home from NAMM on Monday, and then I had sessions until 10 p.m. that day, and it's kind of just been go, go, go constantly since then. So it's been a week now. So it's a Monday right now. So it's been a week, and I'm kind of recovering from NAMM, trying to start to follow up on things that I started while at NAMM. This year I did a ton of meetings, so I didn't go to as many talks as I used to. I didn't walk the floor as much as I used to. I saw a few really cool things. So there's the Audient Aurea, the Atmos hardware that they just came out with. I thought that was really cool. I'm going to have some shorts about that coming out on my channel soon. I hung out with the Tascam people, talked to them about some of the soundboards that they have and that they've been working on. I got to see a new one that they have that's coming out, so I'm really excited about that one. It looks really cool. And what else did I see? I'll open up my list. Let's look at my list. This can be like an informal hanging out, looking at my list here. I got some news on some plugins that are coming out. That's going to be really exciting. I got to go to the She Rocks Awards. That was really, really cool. I think I posted some stuff on my channel from the She Rocks Awards, just like some video clips. Sylvia Massey won the first award. I think it was the first award. And I was just like so excited to start with because I am such a big fan of hers. Oh, and my friend Adi did a talk at the Black Panther Systems booth. That was really cool. It was really interesting. He has a fascinating life traveling the world and producing music. And I actually have an interview with him on my channel if you want to check it out. So I'll put a card for that, or I will link to that down below. I'll do both. And you can check out his channel as well. He has a channel too. So, there is one other thing that kind of popped up post NAMM for me. And that was the idea that, it came to my attention that a lot of musicians that are playing the smaller stages that NAMM supplies. So NAMM supplies these small stages for indie musicians to perform at throughout the conference, right? And each musician gets like a few free passes and they get to perform there. And, there's been some arguments about whether or not they should be allowed to sell merch and get tips. And I do think they should be able to do that. But with that said, it's like the event is really, it originated as, music merchants. It's a business to business event originally, I believe. So, and let me know what you think in the comments. But the idea that companies should be able to sell products and gear at NAMM, and my thought was, no, they should not. Like, I agree with the idea that musicians should be able to sell their merch if they're playing those stages, and they should be able to take tips, right? But if companies started selling equipment, I think the event would become a very, very, very different event very quickly, and it wouldn't be as good for people in the industry to network with each other, right? Because it would become a consumers buying stuff type of conference. Which is not at all what it is, right? It's not even, if you think about it, it's not even really a conference that's designed for performers. Like, it's a music conference, but it's originally B2B, I think. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's an interesting discussion. So I guess that's why I'm including this, if I do include this. Okay, I should probably stop talking now. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you soon.